Hi, I'm here with Allison. She is one of the top meditators on Lyft. So, Allison, how did you get started meditating?
Sure. So I was working on a startup that was related to happiness and mindfulness, and I was learning a lot about it, but I wasn't necessarily practicing it. And one night I was at a party and I was talking to a friend about meditation, and I practiced it in terms of yoga classes and stuff like that, but didn't do it on my own too much. And I just kind of decided that I've been talking about this a lot. I need to actually start doing it. And so I just chose at that point to start. I remember the day distinctly, and that's when I began, and I just kind of committed to it. And I think a lot of times I've seen the changes that I've actually been able to make in terms of habits and whatnot have happened when I've made a very kind of deliberate choice.
Were you scared at first? What were your initial assumptions about meditation?
I don't know that I was scared. I think it was more hesitation around carving out the time and wondering whether I was really going to get anything out of it.
How did you carve out the time?
It's kind of become a cornerstone of my morning routine. So I read somewhere that having a really strong morning and evening routine kind of form parentheses for your day. And so I try to start my mornings with meditation, just to clear my head and get myself focused. And then I write down my priorities for the day, so my top 3 tasks. And that kind of helps me focus on what I need to get done that day, and how to make sure I'm prioritizing what matters. Because I think it's easy to get distracted by the amount of things that are going on, the amount of information that's thrown at you, the amount of requests. And if you just are constantly reactive, you're going to limit your ability to move forward on the things that matter.
So you decided to start meditating. How did you then go about doing it? Did you start every day? Did you download an app?
So when I first started, I didn't have any app. I just would sit down for 10 minutes at a time, set the timer on my iPhone, and just kind of do breathing exercises like I might have done in yoga. That was really kind of the only gauge I had. And that worked. Over time, I'm not sure, I think I got better at it. I'm not sure how much progress I was making though. And then I heard about Headspace on Lyft. I saw that everyone in that habit was kind of using that, and so I was curious and I checked it out, and I really like it because I think it helps me kind of more deliberately develop the practice, and it's become something that's a really important part of my day.
And was there a breakthrough moment for you when finally it got easier? Were there any times when you struggled?
I mean, there still are days when I struggle, when I'm really busy or I haven't slept as much, and I just don't have that same level of focus. But I do think, I'm not sure at what point it was, maybe somewhere around 30 days or so, it got to that point where I actually kind of look forward to it and crave it, kind of in the same way that happens with exercise. You kind of get used to it and expect it. So I do look forward to it in the morning.
Do you have any tips for people new to meditation?
Be patient and give yourself room to explore with it. One of the things I learned is that there's a common misperception that meditation, when you meditate, you're supposed to have this kind of experience in that moment that changes you, and really a lot of it is about setting yourself up to go out throughout the day, making good decisions and not being reactive. So the benefits of it actually play out throughout your entire day. And I think that's one of the reasons it's important to do it in the morning. Oh, I'd also say I prioritized meditation over some of the other habits, because I know if you focus on too many habits at once, it's really hard to make change. So if you can focus on just one to begin with, that helps. And I chose meditation because I kind of saw it as the cornerstone for all of the other habits, because really what it allows, if you practice it, allows you to make more deliberate choices for yourself. So whether that's like eating healthy or exercising or being more productive and prioritizing your tasks, it trains your mind to be focused and be deliberate and intentional in what you do throughout the day.
How has that affected your professional life?
I think it's really important because if you want to do extraordinary work, that means pushing towards your boundaries, and you have to have a strong foundation in order to do that. Because if you're not rested, if you're not clear on what your focus is, if you're not clear on what your motivation is, it's really easy to get distracted and not really know how to course correct. And so I think having a strong practice in meditation allows you to cut away the stuff that's not essential and just really hone in on what matters and be able to listen to yourself when you need to pause and take a break.
In what other ways does your meditation practice show up in your day-to-day life?
So one of the things that I have been wanting to do is pay more attention to kind of the little joys throughout the day, rather than always focusing on kind of like big goals and tasks and whatnot, because I found that I was constantly racing to try to get the next thing done. So I made up this habit called take a picture of one little joy, and I'm taking a picture, one picture every day for the whole year of something that brings me joy. And it's been really interesting because it's a reminder to pay attention throughout the day, because I think it's pretty much impossible to get to the end of the day and not have even one tiny little thing that can bring you joy. And it's just a question of being aware and being observant, right? So some days for me it's as simple as like I peeled my my clementine in one whole piece, and that I was really excited about that. Other days it's, you know, spending time with friends, or some of the more kind of obvious happiness strategies. And then some days it's as simple as like the Muni came on time, and that's awesome, and that's all I got today. But if I get to the end of the day and I haven't logged a little joy, then to me that's kind of like a red flag of how I'm showing up and how present I'm being throughout the day.
Did you find